Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Hey crafty people, today we are going to work on making some cluster tabs a la Crafty by Toni. And I've already gone ahead and punched out some tab shapes. So I've got whale tab punch that I picked up on Amazon. I don't even know who makes it. I just found it on Amazon and it wasn't too ridiculously expensive. And then I have the We Are Memory Keepers little tab punch to punch these guys out. Now, I tried folding it over because the way the punches work, you've got to fold your paper over, put it in and punch. This did not like this is the Tim Holtz Kraft cardstock. I picked a couple pieces out of the Cool collection. So what I did is, since it refused to punch out double, I punched two pieces out and I'm just going to glue them together over the page when I go to put it in. So that's what I did with those guys. And then this is just a piece of masterboard using old book page and ledger and stuff like that. So I'm going to start because, in case you're not familiar with the Tim Holtz, I think it's Ranger, Kraft cardstock, is they print the color on the paper, so it's Kraft throughout. So if you sand your edges, you can reveal the Kraft underneath. So we're just going to do a little bit of sanding. You can do a little sanding or a lot, but see, there's the difference between the two. One's a little more grungy looking. So let's go ahead and do all these guys real quick. And I'm not going to bother sanding this guy because it's the book page. Yeah, no, I'm not going to sand the book page. All right. I just realized I didn't grab any of the stuff I need for decorating. So I'm going to pause the camera and go grab all the stuff I want. Okay, so I pulled out a bunch of stuff. I've got some rub-ons, some stamped bits and bobs, some washi tape, all sorts of things. And one tip, if you are using the Tim Holtz craft stock, colored craft stock, because the color is painted on, it's kind of a slick surface, and so you've got to be careful what ink you use to stamp on it, because you're going to want to use like an archival ink or a StazOn, otherwise it's going to take forever to dry on this surface. So just keep that in mind. Let's start on one, and let's maybe put some washi tape. Kind of on the top. Just fold it over the top. Of course, I didn't do that very evenly. Then you can use your sanding tool to take off your excess washi. But this is not cooperating. Of course it's not. It's going to be one of those mornings. I can just see it now. Oh, my dog's in the yard trying to find ways to escape today. Like, he's definitely got trouble in the brain. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and trim that off since it's not cooperating, and I just did something funky, I think, to the piece. Oh, there we go. All right. Then you can rough up your washi as well. And if you don't have, these are the Tim Holtz Ranger standing discs that have Velcro on the back and stick to, you know, the blending tools that have Velcro on them. You can use an emery board. You can just grab some sandpaper. Whatever you got will work for that. There's one other thing I forgot to grab. I've got some gears from past projects. So let's pull out a gear maybe. And something to go with the gear, like a stamped bit. Let's go with this number. That's kind of too long. All right. Let's go with that number over here. Just gonna try and cut it out so it's a little less janky. These are just, those are, I think, the tidbits by Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous that I stamped on some dyed paper. Let's grab a dauber and I think some scorched timber and ink our edges. I'm gonna put some creases in it and ink the creases just to give it a little bit more personality. I think I'm gonna grab a piece of cheesecloth. I've got a whole thing full of or actually two things full of dyed cheesecloth. Oh, I'm gonna have to go check on my dog because I cannot see him. And he is such a pain in the neck. Oh yeah, I really don't feel like chasing him around the neighborhood today. Oh wait, I have eyes on him, I think. And I think he might be trying to dig out of the yard. Oh no, he's just actually sitting and sunning himself in the corner of the yard. Okay, by the fence. We'll leave him happily sitting there. Put a little cheesecloth down. I'm gonna use my Fabri-Tac because it just works a little bit better with fabricy bits than my art glitter glue, which I'm gonna need to get more Fabri-Tac here soon. Just gonna put a glob of that down. Put down our cheesecloth. Stay. Stop sticking my fingers. Got that number. I think there's enough glue sticking out. I can just do that. And then maybe tuck our gear up under like so. Yes, so I end up lifting up most of that letter or number. Oi. Kind of at brains half here today, I think. I think part of the problem is I've started filming. I had a little bit of time yesterday, so I decided to start working on some of my videos for March for Carrie the Crafter's Mixed Media March 25 challenge, and that's where my brain wants to be. Okay, so I think that one's good. We're going to set that one aside. I'll leave my Fabri-Tac on its side. And then what I'm going to do is for our Steampunk journal, I've got these pocket pages where I've got just pieces of plain coffee dye paper. I can put the tab on so whoever gets the journal knows to pull out the paper from the pocket. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's see, what do we want on this one? Let's do a rub-on this one. I think these are Stamperia rub-ons. Those guys are too big. I think we're going to try doing that and see how that turns out. And I'm going to open this up and lay it flat. Stick that down. Just going to grab a pencil. That actually worked pretty good. I think actually I'm gonna run a piece of thin washi. Is that a thin washi that I like? That's florally. I have no idea what washi's these are. They might be Tim Holtz. They might be generic ones I picked up on Amazon. Oh, you know what? No, we're not going to do that on that one. But you know what? Well, I've got it pulled out. I do like the idea of it. So let's kind of go from one side to the other, like so. See if this one will come off easier. Almost. All right. I like that on that one. Let's go back to this one and figure out what else we're going to put on here. I think I want one of these guys, which is a Curator, from the Curator stamp set by Tim Holtz and Stampers Anonymous. Which, I mean, I love the stamp set because, you know, Tim Holtz sells the snippet packs that have all the little bits like this. And I can just now make my own in all the custom colors I want. And I love it because when you are trying to maintain at least some semblance of a crafty budget, buying things like the snippet packs just didn't seem to make much sense to my brain, because I'm like, yeah, but I could probably find stamps like that or similar enough to make them myself. I'd rather do that, and that way I can focus on doing ones that suit what I want to do and what I like, instead of being stuck with whatever, you know, comes in the pack kind of thing. Yeah, I'm thinking that is like really white, and I'm not loving that. Let's put a little ink on there. I'm rethinking the wisdom of putting on the rub-on, but since it's there, we'll go with it. Let's put that down and use a little fabric tack and put a little bit more of that cheesecloth. And ooh, I just got glue all over my fingers. And my dog moved. Like, I saw him walk towards me in the yard, and now I've lost sight of him. So he may be laying down where I can't quite see him. So I think I'm gonna have to go check, because he's definitely in a explore the limits of the yard kind of mood today. I think probably because I went out yesterday with friends. We went and did a Scooby-Doo themed escape room in downtown Orlando, and then we went to dinner afterwards, and it was a ton of fun, but I was gone for many hours, and my dogs are not used to that, so I think he's gonna be Mr. Mischief today. I think I may come back and add something else to that, but I think that's good for now. Yeah, he was sniffing at the fence line. That was definitely gonna go poorly eventually. Let's see. Let's do a round one. I think I want a round one, and I'm gonna see what I've got in my other stamped bits and bobs, which are mostly just numbery bits. We're gonna trim that down a little bit and ink it, and I think that'll work. And I'm liking the cheesecloth. I might just go ahead and add cheesecloth to it as well. So yeah, there were 5 of us, and we managed to escape. We were not the fastest group, but part of it was we tried getting one of the things. We found the piece. We assumed it, you know, it was a key for a locked chest, but we couldn't seem to get the key in the chest, so we kept thinking it wasn't for that chest. And, you know, inside the chest were the pieces we needed to do the rest of the puzzle. So had we gotten that done faster, we probably wouldn't have been butting up against our last few minutes. But we did escape in our, we had an hour to do it and we solved it, and it was Scooby-Doo themed, so that was great. And all of us enjoyed it, so I think we're planning on doing another one in the near future, because there's apparently a restaurant in Tampa. One of our friends, actually two. So our friend Allison and her friend Ricky, who has joined the group on occasion, live down in the Tampa area. And there's apparently a restaurant that does, like, once a month-ish, they do a tasting menu, like a 7-course, like, tasting meal kind of thing, where they don't tell you anything about the dish until after you've had the dish, and then you get a little history lesson and a story, and it's an Italian restaurant, so they're doing kind of like the regions of Italy. So she said she's been, and it's quite enjoyable. So we're planning on doing that and an escape room down in the Tampa area in the near-ish future. Because, yeah, we were discussing that at dinner last night. We were also discussing the fact that pretty much everyone in the group wants to go to Banff National Park in Canada. And that's what I want to do for my next trip, big trip, is to go to Glacier National Park in the U.S. And then drive from there to Banff, because it's not too far. Like, you know, it's close enough that I could do that in one trip kind of thing. And then further north from Banff is Jasper. All right, so let's see. We got these guys. Let's find what we want to do on them. Let's see. Do we have another washi tape we like? I'm not sure where my dog is again. This is definitely going to be one of those days where I'm constantly up and down checking on him, because I do not trust that dog. And if I don't do that, I'm going to have to end up hunting him down in the neighborhood, which is never any fun. Oh, he just came trotting onto the screened-in porch because he apparently heard something side yardish. All right, let's do this, but let's do it right side up. Let's a bit across the top. And then we'll fold over. We'll see if we can sand off those edges. I had a lovely afternoon out with friends yesterday, so that was nice. We went to an Italian restaurant that does like a family style, where, you know, if everyone at the table does it, it's like $40 and you pick 5 dishes, plus it comes with a salad and dessert. So it was quite a delicious meal. They have a rigatoni with mushrooms that we've been there a couple times, and it's like my favorite. It's my must-have when we go there. So it's kind of a concession from the group, because only 2 of us actually like mushrooms in the group, and the other 2 don't. And then the friend of the friend is vegan, so he got to order his, you know, normally the whole table has to participate, but because he's vegan, the wait staff was amazing. Our waiter, Jake, was fantastic. It was at Mia's Family Kitchen, I think is the name of the restaurant. It's down on I Drive in Orlando. And our waiter, Jake, was fantastic. He was one of the best servers I've had. But yeah, because one member of the group is vegan, and they don't actually have any vegan dishes. They can just prepare, like, for the vegans who do go there, they'll prepare, like, basically they have a gluten-free vegan pasta that they'll make, and then they'll just do, like, with tomato sauce and add vegetables to it, kind of like a custom vegan meal for him. So he did that, and then the rest of us did the family style dining. So it was fantastic. The food was really good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Highly recommend if you're in the iDrive area and looking for someplace to eat. It is very good. It is not all you can eat, unlike Maggiano's, which is a chain, which also has a location on iDrive. All right, I need some other stuff to go on here. What do I want to go on here? Do I want more cheesecloth? I've been enjoying the cheesecloth. Let's grab a piece of cheesecloth. I might grab some gray. I think I used a combo of colors on this one because it's got some browns in with the gray. Snip a piece of that off. These are $49 in Market, tickets and stamps and stuff. Let's grab one of these and see how that looks. May require some inking. Definitely going to require inking. All right, let's go ahead and just glue the cheesecloth on since we know we're going with that. Oh, I swear, it's one of those things, if I don't keep the Fabri-Tac on its side, I gotta wait forever for it to come down. All right, this needs a little bit more inking on it, and I think what I'm gonna do is grab that, a brush, and some Uncharted Mariner. Crumple it up and add some scorched timber on it. That, and let's grab a gear. Where did I put those gears? Got a small gear. I got teeny tiny ones over here. Let's grab teeny tiny gear and put that on. Ew. Let's see if we can use that glob of Fabri-Tac that leaked out to glue stuff on. Need to get it back in my Sugar Bell bottle. I just haven't had a chance to do that. Okay, that one's super sticky gooey. My Fabri-Tac's leaking everywhere. And I do have, I think, a video showing you how I make the gears kind of grungy using paints and such, because those gears are die cuts. And I will try and remember to leave them linked down below. All right, what do we want to do on this guy? Let's do another one of these. Let's do a piece of washi at the bottom of the tab this time. Let's find one we like. I don't think that's too white. I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off. All right, so we got that. We'll do this guy. And yeah, you could decide to decorate both sides, but I think I'm just going to go with one since I'm putting a fair bit of stuff on, and just have a front side and just leave the black back plain. That. Actually, that one seems a little big. Let's see if we've got one I like better. This size fits a little bit better. feel like I want one of the round ones on there as well, or actually more of an oval one. That and that. I definitely want a blue numbery strip. Let's do that guy. And I think some cheesecloth. So yeah, there's a little bit of a formula to this, which kind of helps it get done a little quicker. All right, I'm gonna do some brown on there. This just got, I think, Vintage Photo was the most recent color I was using. All right, let's glue this stuff down. All right, we got 2 more to do. This one I'm gonna put on like this because I know where it's gonna go, and it's gonna go on one of the little flip ups to show that it's a flip up. But let's go ahead and just put some cheesecloth on both these guys. All right, and we need some bits. And I'm gonna add some Uncharted Mariner. Yeah, I'm finding I'm torn about my Curator stamped bits between wanting to have them pre-cut out so I don't have to spend time cutting them out during a video, and finding it's easier to store them like this because I don't love storing bits and bobs in like little boxes where I have to like shuffle through them, and these guys are a little small for the stamp holders, like postage stamp holder sleeves that I buy. So yeah, it's because as you saw with the 49 in market tickets, I like having my stuff stored like that so that I can easily see it and flip through those pages instead of digging through. All right, and I actually think I want to do a blue number as well, but let's go ahead and glue those bits down. And the sad thing is when I punched this tab out, I purposely wanted to have, you know, this stuff showing, and I ended up covering it up when we put stuff on here. So yeah, that was, didn't quite work to plan. Yeah, definitely need a little blue number, but let's go ahead and glue these pieces on here. I think we're gonna trim that guy down, as in one's gonna get that, the other's gonna get that, and ink. All right, there we go. So we've got, again, this one, I'm gonna glue it together when I put it on there. So we've got done 7 clustery tabs. And I will do close-ups so you can see them better. That one that's got the ribbon on it. This guy. This one with the gear. This one. That guy. That one. And then that guy. So there you go. Clustery tabs. All right. So I want to be able to take a thumbnail photo of them before I put them in. So I will, after this video, add these to the pages in the journal. And I was looking at the calendar for the month of February, and I probably am not going to finish the Steampunk journal this month because I've got a bunch of videos filmed of prep work for Carrie the Crafter's Mixed Media March 25 challenge that starts on the 1st of March that are going to air the end of February. And then I've got to do my calendar project and my 12 months of Christmas cards. So that's pretty much the rest of February. So we're probably going to come back to this journal in April. Sorry about that. But I've got the playlist, so it'll all get added to the playlist. So in April, when we come back to it, you can always go back and watch the other videos in the Steampunk Journal playlist if you so desire. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.